I'm finally making this video. Oh my gosh. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. This video was meant to be filmed like 2 weeks ago. So I had a bunch of stuff going on last week with uni and all of that's kind of ramping up a bit, and so I had like a bit of time the week before and I was like, great, I'm gonna get this video filmed, it's gonna be great. And then I got a job for the week and I'm not really allowed to talk about it yet, but once I can talk about it I will tell you all about it. Finally, I'm actually sitting down to make this video. Let's get into it, guys. So what is this video? Well, if you see my last video, the notebook might be a clue. This is basically a sequel to the last video. I ended up going to all of the Mischief Movie Night in February shows, so I'm going to review them. I'm going to, however, do it a little bit different this time, because when I decided to do it for January, I'll show you this. I decided about halfway through that I was going to do this, so my notes were like that. It's 2 pages of not very many notes. I decided this time, however, I was going to do February from the get-go, so I have, let me count this, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. 4 pages with a lot of notes. I'm also going to rank them slightly differently as well this time, because as with January, I absolutely loved them all. They were brilliant shows and I was so happy. So instead of ranking all of them, I'm going to do my top 3 threes. So I'm going to do my top 3 moments, top 3 songs, and then top 3 shows. Some of my songs could also be in my top 3 moments list, but we're having a distinction. The moments can't be musical. So to start with though, we're going to go through each show. I'm going to talk about things that I liked in them, and yeah, it's going to be fun. So if you like Miko's Bed, it's not the one I got him for Christmas. Doesn't really like that one. You like this one though, don't you? Anyway, let's go. I'm so glad I took more extensive notes as well, because as filming this has been very delayed, the notes are very, very helpful. These shows were a while ago. Anyway, so the first show on Friday the 5th of February was The Quest for Escape-A-Lot. So this was an escape thriller set in Camelot. As with them all, I really, really liked it. There was bizarre names and then totally normal ones, like you had Lucretietta. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but everybody in that show pronounced it differently. Then you also had King Tim. There was a slow motion scene about me drinking, which was very funny, very strange, loved it. And there was a whole part about stair lifts being metaphors for death. Show number 2 on Saturday the 6th of February was A Wild Feast, which was a zombie western, which I liked for one very good reason. It was set in Edinburgh! So I was like, that's going to be awesome. I get to see some Scottish accents, see what my accent is meant to sound like. There weren't actually that many Scottish accents. There was 1 or 2 and I loved them. You had Rambo the zombie leader who did a rap, which was beautiful. Tommy Pickles was a brilliant character. Tickles are of course the cure to everything. But there was so much death that just had no consequences. Someone died and then they were fine, and then it just meant nothing. I loved it. I do wish there'd been a few more Scottish accents though, because I always think it's fun. So then we've got Sunday the 7th, and there was 2 shows on Sunday because it was sequel Sunday. So for this show they did a show in the afternoon, the matinee show, and then directly afterwards in the evening they did the sequel to it. So it's the first time they'd done this and I loved it. So the first film was Look Out, which was a pirate adventure. The ship was called the Double-Decker Penguin, but I don't think that was ever actually referenced in the film, which is fine. But oh my god, I loved this film. There was, oh my gosh, you getting comfy? So there was like a really intense discussion about the future between 2 characters, but it was all done in like metaphors about pickup sticks, and then there was like ballet going on in the background, which was very strange. There was the Elder Council as well, which was some of the most incredible things. They all did dances as well. It was just the weirdest thing ever. none of the characters made sense, and I loved it. There was a whole plot about how chickens can't be hypnotised. There was the lookout girl who'd been looking out for 10 years. And then there was a lot of references to accounting, which included, I think there's gifs of this now, there was the beautiful line that was just numbers, 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 numbers. It was very funny, Miko. It was very funny. So now I hear the word numbers and I laugh. Then we went on to the evening and we got the sequel, Look Out 2, They Sphinx It's All Over. It was set in Egypt. There was once again more ballet and it was just as beautiful as last time. There was, I've got in here, unnecessary cutscenes. So there was the Mayor of Wapping in this one who really wanted his hat back so that he could finally do the work of a mayor and fix the potholes. He was kind of sort of hinted at the end of the last one to be like the big villain, and no, he's just a guy who wanted his hat. I loved this, and there was things online about like make it into a trilogy, and I really, really hope they do it. So that was the first weekend of shows done, and then we move on to Friday the 12th with What's the Point? A Scooby-Doo style mystery in a ballet school. Now this was a very, very special show for me because at every show there is a Zoom audience who get to suggest things. And on this particular show, I was in the Zoom audience. I managed to get tickets for this and it was amazing. It was so cool. Oh my god, it was fantastic, and the show was great. I'm maybe a little bit biased on this one because I was there. Still, there was some great stuff in this one. There was like slightly incorrect French, like it was almost there, but not quite. There was, oh my god, really like off-brand Scooby-Doo. So there was Ruby the dog who had rabies and got shot at the end. There was the whole thing about house rules with this flat and it was bizarre. I think the roommates may have been in love. That was never really explored, but I kind of got that vibe. They did a whole sequence with like the Scooby-Doo doors, but they were in a theatre so it didn't really work, but it was so funny. There was a whole bit, someone just ran across and screamed screen wipe at some point. And then there was a Broadway number to hail a taxi, but it was done by some people who were really reluctant to do it. And it was amazing. I absolutely loved this show and I was so glad I got to be in the Zoom audience. It was awesome. Then we move on to Saturday the 13th, which was Enter the Elephant, a kung fu movie set at a carnival. There was a whole thing about someone getting their ovaries stolen by kung fu and then getting them back, and it was bizarre. There was like townspeople in a bath together, which was also really weird. There was a lot of references to genitals which had to be stopped. Steve Peeps was a great character. There is also a gif going around of this. If I can find it, I'll put it here. Steve Peeps had a disguise and it was great. And there was like a cutaway to a CBeebies guide on how to peel an egg. And oh my gosh, there was the spirits who were so funny and they came and gave really crappy advice. But one of the advice was, an elephant is and does and has. Words to live by. Anyway, on to Sunday the 14th, the Valentine's rom-com special. I love this show! It was called Love Behind Bars, and it was a rom-com set in a prison, and it was amazing. It was so good. I loved this one, oh my goodness. There was a man who went to prison, a maximum security prison, for tax things. The prison bedtime routine was great. There was a lullaby. Everyone said goodnight to each other. It was so cute. It was also called the Bellevue Maya Hitch Prison, which was great. There was a song about how good mental health is like a walnut oat latte, something like that. It was amazing and accurate. There was 3 relationships in it. We had Hope and Clara, Mark and Raoul, Tony and Sam, and like Hope and Clara were the only one who actually got like a bit of build-up. Tony and Sam came out of nowhere and Mark and Raoul had like one scene. But it was beautiful. It had a very, very intense, longing look and it was great. There was also a family of rats in the wall, but one of them was a possum. I loved this show. It was so good. I desperately want to watch all of these again, and I know I'm not going to be able to, which makes me very sad. So now we move on to the final weekend. I was so sad for these shows to be over. I still am. So we started off with Thursday the 18th, The Temple of the Red Giraffe, an adventure movie, and guess where? The Temple of the Red Giraffe. This was a very strange movie. It included the characters of the Pishan, who, where was it? Yes. So say Pishan once and we'll go away. Say it twice and we'll arrive. I loved them. They were great. There was, oh my gosh, there was Riddles, and there was a mushroom goblin, and who did a non-verbal riddle, and then there was a pirate called Susan. Oh my god, Tracy's friend was the best, because full respect to you and your choices. I loved her. And there was also, oh my gosh, there was a salacious filing cabinet as performed by Harry Kershaw, and he sang a whole song about putting your trousers in the cabinet. It was incredible, and there was an encore from the filing cabinet. Oh my god, technically this film had no ending, but we just got another number from the filing cabinet, which, oh my god, it was incredible. I would take that over an ending any day of the week. So then we go to Friday the 19th, and now this was a very special show because Jonathan, who normally is Oscar, sort of pushing the plot of these films along, actually was in the show. It was incredible. It was called A Nightmare on Bone Street, which is not as dirty as it sounds. It was an 80s slasher horror set at a dog show, and oh my god, Jonathan came on and was immediately pushed over, and I was like, cool, this is setting up to be a really good show. I think I and everyone there was slightly traumatised by the fact that Jonathan was playing a dog and did tie a rope around his neck. It was so weird and made me a little uncomfortable and made everyone there a little uncomfortable, so I was not alone in that, which was nice. There was the great line, someone said, "Pride comes before a fall," and there was the great response of, "Yes, but I don't believe in gravity," which is a response I'm going to use going forward from now on. There was a talking tumble dryer, which was 3 people trying to talk in unison, and then the tumble dryer people played catch with a human being, which was amazing. Hi! Miko's waking up a bit now. There was like real bad harmonising of the line "in your eyes" going on throughout the whole thing. Oh my gosh, are we tired? It was great. I've also underlined here, I hate Sparky. I think Sparky was the dog that Jonathan played. It traumatised me somewhat, that performance. However, there was, the award that this film had to incorporate was Most Human Beings. Was Most Human Beings playing furniture in a scene. This included a moment in which I cried laughing. There is a gif of it, which I will play now. I love it so much. I fully cried laughing at this. It was so good. But now we move on to Saturday the 20th, which was Wishing for Wishy Washy, which was a panto with the moral, be careful what you wish for. This was amazing. I don't know entirely if pantos work as improv films, but I deeply enjoyed it. There was Ronald the horse, who I think may have been in love with Lucinda, which again wasn't explored. Lucinda was our main character who really liked pottery. Also, Ronald the horse might have been a cow. He had an udder and he didn't know why. With the panto dame who did a lot of double entendres. There was a lot of badly timed dudum-ch, which was amazing. Again, the sort of dame character, and I put down another quote here, I'll leave you to it, because if I'm exhausted of this character, I'm sure you are. I was not exhausted of that character. It was a noun is something you can see and touch. I learnt that as well during this one. This also included flirting via maths, in which Harry Kershaw thrust so hard that he fell over. There is again a gif of it, if I can find the gif. There was a dance number done in unison. There was a breakdancing posh man who was so posh we couldn't understand what he said. Oh my god, this was great. I loved it. Did it work as a film, and should we turn pantos into films? Probably not. But I enjoyed it anyway. Oh my gosh, and then we move on to Sunday the 21st, the final show. Fraud of the Blings, which was a fantasy film set in a wintry land with a princess and a necklace. I was livid during this show because my internet cut out and I missed about 30 seconds twice. So I was like really, really upset at that. But still, I got most of the plot and I'm like, God, there'll have been some gold happened that I missed, and I'm very sad about that. With the Ice King and his sarcastic daughter Jezebel, who was great. We had Jimbo Jumbo, the executioner, who wanted to be a rainbow. Oh my gosh. The executioner must always have satisfaction. There was whole things about that, how the executioner was accidentally called to people's bedside and he just had to kill them. It was amazing. And then he became a rainbow at the end, and I was so happy for him. It was wonderful. Oh my gosh. The Ice King as well was very lonely and kept screaming out of his window, thinking no one could hear him. There was a sentient rope. Oh my god, that moment was amazing. There were just people climbing on other people. Oh my gosh, it was great. I liked this as well because there was a reference to the Scots. One person mentioned that they're everywhere, and someone else said, the Scots have the face of 1,000 years and the heart of 1,000 Highland cows. Which, as a Scot, I can confirm is accurate. So I've wrote in my notes here, Harry Kershaw is God, sorry Oscar. I love Harry. I think he had some great moments in all the shows. But that was it, that was the final show. There was a lovely emotional speech at the end, and I did cry. I don't know what I'm like, I don't know how to spend my evenings anymore. I miss this show. I love them so much, and I really hope that they release like a back catalogue of them so I can see them again. There's also 4 of the shows pre-New Year's that I wasn't able to see, and I'd love to actually see them because I missed the iconic Delta Von Tussle, the man with no name. That's it. The fact that I missed that haunts me nightly. Anyway, that was the shows. Here is my ranking. So, we'll start with songs. So my number 3 song from What's the Point was the Hail a Taxi song. I loved it. It was so weird and so awkward, and it's clear nobody actually wanted to sing the song, and I loved it. So it was great. My second from Wild Feast was Rambo the Zombies rap. It was great. It was a very good rap. It was really catchy, and I was like, yes. But of course, my number 1 song, it could be no other song. From Temple of the Red Giraffe, it was the Salacious Filing Cabinet with Put Your Trousers in the Cabinet. I love this song. Is my number 1 the original or the encore? Who knows? Both were great. I love that filing cabinet. Oh my god, it was such a good song. It lives rent-free in my brain. So anyway, on to our top 3 moments. Ooh, at number 3 we have the Council of Elders from Lookout. I loved them. They were just bizarre, and I love stuff that's just bizarre for no reason. It was great. So at number 2 we have from Wishing for Wishy Washy. Once again it's Harry Kershaw with Thrusting Demands. It was just amazing. There's no other words for it. At number 1, it's probably not hard to guess what my favourite moment was. From Nightmare on Bone Street, it's the moment that had me crying. It's Enjoying the Armoire. I love it. Give me a minute. Okay, we've composed ourselves. I loved it. On to though, the main top 3. My top 3 films from February. Oh, this was hard. All the films that are not in my top 3 are joint 4th. They were so good. So good. I decided just to do top 3s because the last time, literally as I was editing it, I was like, God, I should have done it this way and this way. 5 minutes before I filmed the video, I changed the order of them, so it was really hard to order, particularly the lower ones, so I just went with top 3 for this one to make it easier on myself. So at number 3, we have Lookout. from Sequel Sunday. Oh, it was great. The sequel was also really good, but the original just topped it, and I do hope they make it into a trilogy, but it was great. Number 2, we have a Valentine's special, Love Behind Bars. I loved this one. It was just chaos, and it was magic. There was like great life messages, a really weird prison, and some beautiful romance. What more do you want? But at number 1, this film takes its second top spot. It's Nightmare on Bone Street. Oh my god, I love this film. I could watch this film non-stop forever. It was amazing, and not just because of enjoying the armoire, but just, it was so good. There was just so many moments in it that I loved, and like, I basically had a page full of quotes from that film. It was so good. I loved it. But that is it. That is it. That is Mischief movie night in. Done for a while. I'm hoping that they do some more shows. Get rid of the Notebook. Miko wasn't offended by the Notebook this time, which was good. But yeah, I'm really hoping they do more of these shows, and I think I said in my last video they originally did start doing these in theatre, so I'm really hoping that when lockdown lifts and everything's a bit more back to normal, that I can actually go down to London to actually watch one of these live, because it would be amazing. I love these shows, and I really hope they put out the back catalogue, because I really want to watch them all again. Nobody from Mischief is probably ever going to see this, but thank you guys so much. You've brought a little bit of joy into my life over the last few months, and it has meant a lot to me. The shows have been absolutely incredible, and I miss them dearly. I do. I miss them so much. But yeah. That's the end of this video though, guys. If you guys went to any of the shows, tell me what you thought of them. You know, what was your favourite moments? So the guys who did posters for the last run as well weren't really doing them for February shows, but a bunch of people did like sketches and drawings and stuff, and some of them are really incredible. There was like too many to chuck on in the video that I liked, so if you go to like Mischief's Twitter, I think it's mostly on their Twitter, you can find most of the artworks on there and find all the people that created them, because they are incredible. Hi guys, Editing Sophie here. Can you tell I found all of the gifs? There is a link to where you guys can also see all of them in the description. Mischief made a bunch and there's a heap more, and they're really funny. There is also a link in there to a playlist, because somebody has created a playlist of all of the songs from Mischief Movie Night In. I highly recommend checking them out. I have listened to all of them multiple times. It's great. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and hopefully I've got a handle on things with uni, and I'll have a bit more time to make some more videos, because I've got a few things I want to do. Just stuff's really busy right now, guys. Stuff's happening for me, and I'm enjoying it. Anyway guys, till next time, enjoy your day.